morning and welcome to another Chelsea chat. I didn't bother doing a video against Barrow because, to be honest, I didn't think we learnt an awful lot. We learnt that our second, third string with a couple of first teamers in the side could really hammer a lower league side. That was it. And Kunku obviously needs a mention. Everyone did well. It's nice to see Ben Chilwell back. What I'd like to say about Chilwell is what a great professional he is. Even if he leaves in the January or next summer, because I do think he's been treated very unfairly, although Cucurella's playing out of his skin. I do think Chilwell's been treated really shoddily by both the manager and the owners. The owners wanted him out and the manager was their executioner, if you like. To an England international who, fair enough, he's had a really poor injury record, but always gives his all. Part of the European, part of the Champions League winning side, and sent to the bomb squad. No, I don't think it's right. Same as I didn't think Gallagher was right, and same as I didn't think Chalobah was right. But he made his appearance, and I just think, well done, Chilwell. He came on, gave his all, and I just think he's proper Chelsea. He hasn't sent letters from his agents to the newspapers, to the owners, to the manager saying, "Oh, I'm not in the side. You know, we need to clarify stuff." No, you don't need to clarify stuff. You're not in the side. The manager hasn't picked you for whatever reason, whether it be footballing reasons or financial reasons. But he just got on with a job. I know it's easy to do when you're on, I don't know, 200 grand a week. Easy to get on with your job, I suppose. I'd trade round the duck pond, I would, on my own for the rest of my life on 200 grand a week. But there you go. So yeah, that's the only real mentions that I'd make in that game. Keeper looks pretty safe. Jorgensen, might be worth trying him in the first team at some point after what I saw yesterday. So yesterday, let's get on with it. It was Chelsea 4, Brighton 2. And do you know what? At half time, I thought this could be 9-9 really, really easily. Robert Sanchez, I don't know what he was doing on their first goal. I don't know what any of them was doing on their first goal. I say they gave it back to Colwell, who instead of kicking it out even for a corner, but into the stands, tried kicking it forward when two men were running at him. So I don't know why you'd do that. Maybe he thought he could get it over him. Obviously he did. But anyway, it goes up in the air. And if Sanchez stays on his line, there's no real danger. There's loads of Chelsea players to challenge for it. But no, he comes out like Superman on speed and totally misses it. Guy, don't even think any much about it. Hits his head, goes in. We're 1-0 down. You can't afford to give goals like that away in the Premier League. So anyway, we always look good going forward, don't we? Sancho, it's only 2.5 games in. You can't say he's going to be the buy of the season, but I tell you what, he's looking very, very good. You see how good he is when Mudryk replaces him. I know that's an unfair comparison because it's hard coming off the bench, but Sancho, I can't get over the boy's work rate. When he loses the ball, he's back. I've been shocked by him. I've been shocked by his attitude. He's a better footballer than I ever thought he was, and I thought he was good. Won us that pen anyway, didn't he? But first of all, we had Cole Palmer's first goal. A lot of good work by Nicholas Jackson. Had the awareness to look up. That's what I liked about that goal. And that's what I liked about Jackson's performance yesterday, looking along the line to make sure he wasn't going offside. You can't get it right every time because these defenders, you've got to be quick on them, but he's got a bit of pace. He looked along that line, but yesterday he had the awareness to pass it back, and Cole Palmer whacked it in 1-1. Sancho, lovely ball, I think it was from Fernandes. Probably the only thing, really. He put a few good balls in yesterday, but I still don't get it. But Fernandes put a ball forward. Sancho got brought down in the area. A couple of people saying it was a light penalty. No, it weren't. It was one of the most blatant penalties I've ever seen. The bloke body checked him. What more do you want? Do you want him to stamp on him after he's done that? It was a penalty all day long, and the cool Cole. I can never watch penalties. I'm like that. But the cool Cole Palmer put it away. We then went 3-1 up. One of the best free kicks you'll see at the bridge. Palmer, I thought he was too far out even for him. Top corner. How wrong could I have been? Great goal. That was his hat-trick. Then we conspire to give him another goal. Another Robert Sanchez mistake. He's a good shot stopper. The funny thing was he made 2 really good saves yesterday. One excellent save to keep us in the game after he conspired to put us out of the game. And you can't have a goalkeeper like that. I thought he's been better at the start of this season, but yesterday he was a nightmare. You didn't know what he was going to get. Worst thing you can get is an inconsistent goalkeeper. At least with a really poor goalkeeper, you know not to get anywhere near him. But when you're playing out from the back, you haven't got that choice. And when I think we let Petrovic go to keep Sanchez, Petrovic couldn't have been any worse on the ground. If he was any worse at distribution, he'd have no legs. But anyway, a really poor ball straight to their centre forward who just stuck it in. 3-2, we're under pressure again. And I'm thinking, we need Cole Palmer to step up to the plate again. We need another free kick, but we didn't need that. Can't remember who gave him the ball, but he's on the edge of the area. He beats the goalkeeper at the near post, whacks it in. Another great goal. Cole Palmer, 4 goals in the first half for the first time in the Premier League. Any player's done that, so happy days. What a player he is. He was definitely the buy of last season. 45 million. And this season, looks like we're going to get the buy of the season again. 25 million for Sanchez. That's a steal. That is. Your bloody shopping bill's going to be more than that soon at Tesco, isn't it? So yeah, that was the story yesterday. Second half, Brighton and Chelsea tightened up at the back. But they didn't actually tighten up at the back. They packed the midfield a little bit more. Chelsea probably dropped 10 yards. But we still had chances in that second half. Cole Palmer had hit the post before he scored, by the way, yesterday. Cole Palmer in the second half, probably one of his easiest chances, he put wide. Nicholas Jackson should have scored. He went round the goalkeeper and it was cleared off the line. I've got to say this, by the way. Nicholas Jackson is getting a lot of stick online, particularly about his first touch on that chance. Now, it was a great ball from Cole Palmer. Hit first time. The ball comes across to Cole Palmer, who nonchalantly hits it, I think it was with the outside of his right foot, right up in the air, over the defence. The goalkeeper's come in. Nicholas Jackson's had the awareness to run onto it. Now, some of these people who are criticising Nicholas Jackson must have played at the highest level of football. Because us lot who haven't played in the Champions League, us lot that aren't Messi or Ronaldo, know how difficult that is. You're running on to a ball that's coming down from a big height. You've got a goalkeeper rushing out to you. Now, what these people who are criticising him expected him to do, I'm guessing, is to take it down on his foot whilst in full motion, just slightly around the goalkeeper, enough to slide it straight in, which is great in FIFA. But I'm telling you, that chance was a lot more difficult than it looked. Nothing about first touch. You're running onto a ball coming from a great height with pressure coming towards you, and he brought it down, but he just took it a little bit too far, which gave the defender a chance to get back, and he hooked it round the keeper, and it was cleared off the line. I'm sorry, but I can't criticise anyone for that, particularly a 23-year-old who is obviously still learning his game at that level. Don't forget he's come from being a winger in a less physical league to being converted to a centre forward. This is his second season. Well, season and a half, being converted to a centre forward through no fault of his own, and he's getting used to it, and he is getting used to it. He was caught offside less yesterday. And that Madueke, I'm going to diversify. That Madueke goal, how could that have been offside? What happened to advantage to the forward? If that was offside, his fingers must have been offside. And when they showed it to you on the line was the line was like that. No, it was like that. So that the defender here looked in line with him, looked just behind, just goal side of him. He, what was that all about? That graphic. Anyway, that's a moan out of the way. Yeah, Madueke's goal for me shouldn't have been offside. Not in any real world. But anyway, back to Jackson. Yeah, he was better. And you know what? Some of the runs where he took people were really intelligent. He took people away from Cole Palmer. He took people away from Madueke. He took people away when Caicedo was running forward. And then he would divert back in. Just what I wanted him to do last year. So for me, yesterday, even though he didn't score, and anyone criticising him for that one where he took it, I can see what he was trying to do. Webster was coming across. If he hit it first time, it would have gone either at Webster or the goalkeeper. And when he tried to go round Webster, create an angle, Webster got across. You can't. I think Dunk stopped him and all. They are big lumps. They are good defenders. So on another day, yes, he might have scored. You know, the one from the great height, 1 times out of 10, he would have brought that down first time. The one where it was either Dunk or Webster cleared it. You know, on another day, hit it first time, maybe goes through the defender's legs and leaves the goal. But criticising for that, I just didn't get it. Good result, but not such a great performance. Gusto and Cucurella aside, Fofana doesn't look the player that he was before he was injured, and I don't expect him to. I expect him to take time, but he looks all out of sorts. Colwell looks a good player. Defensively, gets at the moment, he's only a young lad learning like Jackson is up front. Gets caught out of position too many times. A lot of that is because he's going forward with a ball, which I like to see, and it's the way Maresca plays. So I think we're just going to have to like it and lump it and watch him grow as a player. I've got no doubt he'll be a great defender. I've got no doubt he'll be a great all-round footballer. But right at the moment, we're learning a new system. It's going to take time, and I think he's learning less quickly than, say, Cucurella is. So come on, let's just get on with the scoring. Robert Sanchez gets a 3, and he gets a 3 because he made 2 really good saves in that game that kept us in it after he'd almost thrown the game away. For me, and I've said it all season, he has good games and bad games, and the worst thing you can have is an inconsistent goalkeeper. He'd be gone if it was down to me. Gusto, at right back, gets a 7.5. I thought he was really good yesterday. Got up and down the line well, did his defensive duties well against a really tricky, was it Matomo? A really tricky winger there. Done his job well. Fofana yesterday gets a 5.5. I say, out of sorts. Couple of good blocks. I'm not slating the boy. I expect it to take him time. But a 5.5 yesterday. Colwell gets a 6. Cucurella gets an 8. I think he's been a revelation, both as that inverted player and his out-and-out defensive work. You can't fault him for work rate or enthusiasm. He stuck it right up me. I would have sold him last season, and I'm glad that we didn't. Just go to show what me and other people know about football, really, doesn't it? In front of them, we had Caicedo, who gets an 8 from me. First half, I thought he was brilliant. Second half, I thought he tired. He was giving the ball away cheaply in places. I thought he tired. He would have got a higher score based on his first half, but on his second half, yeah, he put some tackles in, but I thought he tired, which isn't surprising because he's practically playing in that midfield on his own. Because Fernandes, yeah, I think he put about 3 or 4 really decent balls forward, but the amount of times he's not where he should be is unbelievable for a world-class player. I don't know what to say. It was nice to see Lavia come on because Lavia was helping out Caicedo, and you could see Caicedo got a second wind. Nice to see Lavia back full stop. That'll be interesting because we paid 100 and what was it? 108 for Enzo. Be interesting to see what that midfield looks like in a few weeks' time. Because I think with Lavia you get the athleticism. In front of them on the left we had Jadon Sancho. He gets an 8.5. In the middle we get Cole Palmer who gets a 10. And on the right hand side, we get Madueke. Unlucky with his offside. Should have scored when he was through, but always a danger. And for that reason, he gets an 8. And up front, Nicholas Jackson gets an 8. I'm not buying into all this criticism that the boy got yesterday because I don't think it was deserved. I've already told you the reasons I don't think it's deserved. So he gets a solid 8. And I like what I'm seeing. When you think he's a year younger than when we bought Didier Drogba, and no, I'm not comparing him to Didier Drogba. I'm just pointing out he's a year younger than when we bought supposedly the Finnish article, but it took Didier a season to get used to the Premiership. You've got Jackson playing in a totally different position, and from what he was used to at his Spanish club and before, and I think the boy's coming along well. 4 goals in 4 games before yesterday, wasn't it? And yesterday, an assist, lovely assist for Cole Palmer. So I'm not getting on the boy's back, and he frustrates me to hell at times. Don't get me wrong. Substitutes, I don't score substitutes, but I will say this: when Neto come on, he looked like he had the bit between his teeth. He looked like I'm going to prove the manager wrong, and this is what we've got now. We've got a good squad. We got players who believe they should be in that side, and that's what Chelsea should have. We're looking more like a team, and we're looking as though he's got everyone chomping at the bit. So for that reason, Maresca gets an 8. Got criticised for getting 7.5 the other day, so there you go, folks. He gets an 8. You can't. It's a 4-2 win. I don't think it was as convincing as it could have been, but that's down to Robert Sanchez. That's not down to Maresca. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. That's why I do these. Yeah, I think people saying we're going to win the league, going to win the Premiership, are living in cloud cuckoo land. I think we're still in transition, but I think we've got a good chance of getting that 4th place. And failing that, I'd be disappointed if we didn't get 5th. That's what I think. Right at this moment, that could change. I think when we play Liverpool, is it week after next? When we play Liverpool away, we'll see how far Chelsea have actually come. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out. And please throw the video a like. Thanks for watching. Up to Chelsea.